Together with Earle Sports Bets, yeah, the twins, they be checking in, stacking up. Green is the scene that you're stepping in. Winning is a trend, and we stay making dollars. Nerd talk with the sports bet scholars. Yeah, it's R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies.
Are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicholas Earle. I'm joined here as always by my brother Tim, and today we got 9 games in the NBA, and that's it. We get hockey returning tomorrow, but we get, I guess we get something today. So there's that. But before we get into today's games, before we get into today's slate, we'll take a look back at yesterday. It was a fun day yesterday. Overall, I was slightly profitable, up half a unit. So that's something. And that doesn't include the future that came in yesterday. In college basketball, I went 2-2, split out. Drexel plus 2.5. They went outright against Delaware. UCI, Irvine, loses outright as 6-point favorites against CSUN. San Fran wins, but they do not cover the 15.5. They win by 13. And then Santa Clara did cover at the end of the night. So 2-2 there in college basketball. 3-2 in the NBA yesterday. Sixers first quarter does not get it done. The Bulls first quarter does. I believe Bulls first quarter, first half, and full game all would have cashed yesterday because they just kept it close the entire game. So that was nice to see there. The Hornets did not cover the first quarter plus 6. They were down 8 at the end of the first quarter. That was annoying. And then the double up on the Lakers comes through first quarter and first half. They win the first quarter 28-15. Smooth sailing from there to win the first half. They end up winning the game, and covering as well the full game. So you could have played the Laker trifecta yesterday, and they would have taken care of business there. But I had first quarter, first half. So the double up worked with the Lakers yesterday. I believe I'm getting close to back in the black for NBA. I think I was down like 4 or 5 units at one point. Now I'm back. I should be back close there. I pushed with Canada -1 yesterday at plus 166. I did cash the plus 150 for the pre-tournament future. If I did not have the future, I would have just bet the money line last night. For me, my thought process behind that was if I was going to play Canada, I was going to go for the bump. And I went for it, and I pushed, but I would have played the same. I would have done the same thing if I had the chance to do it again. Binnington was amazing last night. McDavid was left alone in overtime to take that shot long enough to probably cook Thanksgiving dinner. So he was never missing that shot. And it's crazy how all of the Americans who were hyping it all up after they beat Canada the first time around, how they all disappeared last night. So that was kind of interesting there. But cash the future on the Canadians, pushed the -1 from last night. Overall, though, a profitable day for me. So any day in the black is always a good day.
It was. I will quickly start off with the fact that I had one college baseball play yesterday. Anybody sweat out a midnight game?
Nope.
Too bad. Well, not too bad, unless you took the money line instead of the run line. Because Hawaii walks it off versus Wichita State to go to 5-0, except for I had the run line, which, you know what, I'll still take that bet 10 out of 10 times. As for, I feel like NBA was up 1/10 of a unit, because I thought at one point I was going to go 0-3. I went 1-1-1. One of the more frustrating games for that one. How about a game that you have an over in, somebody scores 50 points in a quarter, and you still lose? And that happened to me because Indiana scored 50 points in the second quarter, but because of a 47-point fourth quarter, it fell short by 10 points. So not really happy with that one. Brooklyn pushes the 13. They lose by exactly 13. And then shout out to the Milwaukee Bucks, who win by 6. They were down 9 going into the fourth quarter. Complete collapse by the Clippers. Bucks get it done plus 110. That's 1-1-1 in the NBA. Canada for you, Nick. Minus 110 was a winner. And then college basketball yesterday. Loser on Ohio State and Northwestern over the total. Nick, Northwestern won 70-49. Guess who the 10.5-point favorite was in that game?
The other team?
Ohio State. And they lost by 21. Drexel got it done. The under in the New Mexico State game got it done. UCI did not. Neither did San Fran. Santa Clara did at the end of the night. And ended up being a 5-4-1 night, up 0.75 units. Day in the green. We move on. I got a lot of college baseball today. I'm excited, Nick.
Love it. Head over to the chat, and then we will get into today's games.
Yes. I swear if I see a big red leaf. Morning.
I don't have that.
Morning. Jay, Benny sucks. It's Swayman Bruins curse. Softness.
Yeah, big game Benny last night.
Smashed a 3-teamer, all college, 3 of 3. ACU, first half Utah State. UC San Diego minus 7. Hell yeah, Nathan. Tulane, NC State, Rays, and the Dodgers. Man, by the way, I forgot. I put that one up on Twitter. We're singing Go Cubs Go. How about my first spring training bet was a winner, which there are 5 spring training games today. I'm intrigued to go Dodgers today at minus 115 area. And then I need to see what the rest of the lineups look like. So I'll do my research there. I'll probably end up hopping to the chat of Higgs' show and putting those in along with college baseball, which I'll have a scroller for in a minute. La Liga, those 2 teams, both teams to score. Good luck, dude. All right, Nick, ready to jump into the NBA?
Yeah. Oh, by the way, to touch on one of the comments there. I don't know what you're talking about there, Isaac. I do not know. All right, sorry. I saw the opportunity. Let's get into it. Memphis Grizzlies and the Orlando Magic. The Grizzlies 3.5-point favorites, total 225 in this game. Take a look at the line history in this one. The line opened up at a 2.5. It's now a 3.5. Line opened up 222.5. It's now a 225. So we do have a move towards the over and a move towards the Memphis Grizzlies. Is it having me log in, or is it just taking a second to load here? My Action Network, which always just, yeah, okay, we're good. We have 72% of tickets, 74% of cash is on the Memphis Grizzlies. The line is moving towards them at least. And then 79% of tickets, 82% of cash on the over. The line is moving towards said over. So everything kind of just makes sense there. Let's take a look. I'm trying to see if either the Magic did play yesterday. I believe so did Memphis. I believe both these teams have played a game since the break, if I remember right. And Memphis played, I believe, Indiana last night. They lost by 14. So the Pacers got the job done in that game. And then on the flip side, we have the Orlando Magic coming in off of a win. They beat the Atlanta Hawks 114-108. So kind of an interesting spot here. You got to think maybe Memphis steps up after the bad loss yesterday, and Orlando feeling good after the win yesterday on a second half of a back-to-back. I would only look at Memphis in this game. That would be the only way I would look in this spot. It's just a lean for me at the moment, but it's Memphis or no bet.
Memphis, with Memphis losing last night and the Nuggets winning, then Memphis actually just dropped to number 3 in the Western Conference. Nuggets up to number 2, where they kind of belong right now. But you got the Grizzlies coming into this one off of, that was an ugly loss last night for sure. They lost by 14. Granted, it was on the road. They're on the road again. And then they got Cleveland after this. So we'll see how serious they take this game. Although this should be a clear bounce back spot after losing by double digits. Orlando coming into this one off of a nice win. I feel like it would be Memphis or nothing. I might end up taking Memphis here. So let me quickly Memphis. I can get it 3.5. Can I get a 3? Nope. 3.5, and I'm thinking -108. Grizzlies -3.5, bounce back spot after last night's loss.
Yeah, that would be the only way I would look in this game. Maybe it's Memphis early. I was playing the first quarters and first halves yesterday. That was the only thing I bet yesterday was first quarters, first halves. Maybe this is a spot where it's Memphis first half, first quarter, or something along those lines. They jump out early after 2 bad losses in a row. I believe Morant rejoins the lineup. Maybe it's a first half number here for Memphis. First quarter is -1 for them. Could be a slight lean towards that for me.
There you go. To the chat. A little Dodger action. Yeah, I'm thinking Dodgers today. After they got blown out yesterday. I know it's spring training, but I still kind of like that Dodger spot. Pass. Haha. What's up, Nicholas Handy? I know this isn't a big deal, but Yankees are allowed to have beards now. Wow, they're actually allowed to have a personality.
Wow, imagine that. Welcome, Yankees, to the 2025. Now, Next up, Lou Lamoriello. Come on, let the
Islander players aren't allowed to do that either.
Mm-mm.
Wow, that's kind of funny. It kind of makes sense too. Grizzlies, yes. Grizzlies. Why? It's the Islanders. Let's head to this one, Nick.
Yeah, we have the Milwaukee Bucks taking on the Washington Wizards. The Bucks 5.5-point favorites, total of 229.5. Now, if Milwaukee would have lost last night, I'd be more interested in the Wizards in this game, or in the Bucks in this game, because it would be the Wizards, or it would be the Bucks coming in off of a loss, taking on a team that they probably should take care of. Let's take a look at the line history in this game here, where we have this line opening up at a -8 last night. And I'm guessing there's some type of injury because it's gone from 8 to a 7.5 to a 7 to a 6.5 to a 6 to a 5.5 to a 5. Had finally some buyback on the 5.5 there for that, but massive move here towards the Wizards in this game. The question is, has it moved too far? Is the ultimate question. And then line open up 229.5, still 229.5. Looking at the cash flow, 80% of the tickets and 71% of the cash on the Bucks in this game. Line moving towards the Wizards in this game. 76% of tickets, 79% of the cash is on the over here as well. The Wizards, this is their first game back after the break. Milwaukee, they played last night, and they won. So the ultimate question is it an advantage or is it a disadvantage to have already played against a team that has not? We saw this twice yesterday, where we saw the Lakers, they played the night before, and the Hornets played the night before. I believe both teams covered. The ones that played the night before.
Oh, yeah. Charlotte covered last night.
The Hornets did cover the full game. They did not cover the first quarter for me. That was annoying. But I believe that they did cover the full game for that. So kind of interesting thought process there for me. I mean, and that would point towards you take the Bucks in this game, but I really don't feel like laying points on the road with the Bucks, especially when they're this public and the line's dropping. But maybe you've missed your number on the Wizards if you want the Wizards there. So for me, I guess it's just a lean towards the Wizards in this game, and not one I'm going to bet on.
Yeah, you know my opinion on the Wizards. Not a team I'm going to bet. Am I going to be laying 5.5 points on the Milwaukee Bucks after a big come from behind win yesterday? Absolutely not. This is a Bucks team that I understand taking them as a dog. As a favorite, no. Although, Nick, I am getting the feeling of there was a couple games in the first half of the year that lines were moving down a little bit. They were like 5 to 6 point spreads, and I went and I took the dog outright. I don't know. This feels like it could be one of those games that Wizards money line might be a play. I feel like it looks like Bucks are too easy. I want to take the Wizards outright because they're either going to win or they're going to lose by 20, and there's not really anything in between. So I'm not taking a spread in this one at all. I really want to look towards Washington in this game. I'm not going to pull the trigger, although it's very tempting.
Mm-hmm. First half has gone from 3.5 down to 2.5 for Milwaukee. So kind of interesting there as well for maybe a little bit of line movement there. If you don't trust Washington full game, maybe it's a first half spot.
I don't know. Kyle Kuzma points and go to bed. Right on, dude. I didn't know you had a twin brother. I mean, that's kind of our show. Yeah, no, we've been doing shows for how long? Yeah, I have a twin brother. Damian Lillard over assists, and Bucks team total over. Go for it. Although I do kind of lean towards the opposite side with the game. I could see you getting that too. This is a wide spread, Nick.
Yeah, we have the Cleveland Cavaliers and the New York Knicks. I understand why the line is as wide as it is, though, because we're in Cleveland number 1. This is the second half of a back-to-back for New York number 2. And I believe Cleveland has not played since the break. No, they did play yesterday. They played yesterday against Brooklyn, and they won by 13 as either 12 or 13-point favorites, depending on what you got them at. Line opened up at a 4 yesterday afternoon. At 8:23, it was a 7.5, and now it's already up to an 8. So we have a decent move towards Cleveland in this game. Line opened up 243. It's now 241.5. We have both these teams coming in off of wins. A little bit of a struggle win for the Knicks in that game against the Bulls. Cashed that Bulls first quarter. 45% of the tickets are on the Cavs. 50% of the cash. The line is moving towards them. 57% of the tickets, 65% of cash on the over. Line is moving towards the over as well. For me, it's Cavaliers or no bet. I think this line is this wide for a reason. The sharp money's coming in on Cleveland. The line's moved towards Cleveland in this game. Cleveland is taking care of business. They're blowing out teams. And I feel you were saying if Milwaukee feels easy. The Knicks getting all these points feels really easy.
I agree.
I want Cleveland in this game. I think it's just you lay the points full game and move on type of thing. Maybe this is not one of those games where you get cute and try to take a first quarter, first half, or anything like that. It's just lay the 8 points and move on. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to head over to Fanatics for -8, -110. Give me Cleveland in this game.
Yeah, it does seem too easy. But am I laying? Do I want to lay 8.5 points on the Cavaliers? That's my big question. Because I feel like this line, there's something up with this game. Yes, Cleveland's the best team in basketball right now, but do they really? deserve to be this big of favorites over the Knicks.
Yes.
I
Situationally,
feel like
yes.
there's got to be some type of injury here, in my opinion. That's kind of pushed it. Mitchell Robinson out, but that's going to be he's going to be out for a while. OG Anunoby and Josh Hart are questionable. It's Cleveland or nothing. I'm not trying to like jump into a bunch of plays off the rip right from All-Star break.
Yeah.
So I'm going to end up taking this game off. If this was a couple weeks from now, probably Cleveland's on my card and Washington money line's on my card, but I want to kind of ease back into the second half.
Yeah, I got that. And this is the first play on my card, so I fully understand that.
He likes the over in the Cavs game. Cavaliers have been a heavy over team lately, so I don't hate that option. Not to mention,
maybe if you don't want to lay the points with, and maybe if you don't want to lay the points with the Cavaliers, maybe the better option is a team total over. It's 124.5. I'm seeing minus 110 on BetMGM. Also, it's minus 110, or 125.5 on other books as well. So depending on your book, I'm seeing 124.5, 125.5 for team total over for them.
Earle Bros. I got what you meant. Today, I totally took Yale. Titty. Really did. I believe you. Knicks. Karl Anthony Towns, first point scorer, plus 500. Hey, if you want to have fun with it, go ahead. Also, revenge for Knicks. No Josh Hart. There you go. Mikal Bridges over the points. Garland over 2.5 3-pointers. I to be honest, guys, I don't really do player props, so but I will wish you good luck. If you got an edge on it, there you go. Knicks are 17-8 on the road. Value on the Knicks. I don't necessarily see that, but am I in the wrong chat? We are currently live on Picks and Parleys, Earle Sports Bets, and Winners and Winers. So there's 3 different chats for you. Most of the people are on the ESP chat, but we are live on those other 2 channels. Oh shit, Cavs are 25-4 at home. Yep. Cornell plus 9.5. Who does Cornell face today? Tell me that's the one game that we have. Is because we have one play today. Yep, you're against us. We're on y'all. We're on Yale. Go Rory. Nick became a Red Sox fanboy.
No, you know me. I have a bunch of different hats and stuff like that. I like to rotate stuff around.
Yep. Yale, Justin is losing. Go Yale. It's the only play tonight. Let's go to this one, Nick.
Yeah, we have the Miami Heat taking on the Toronto Raptors. Heat 3-point favorites, total of 220 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history. In this one, line opened up at 3. It's still a 3. Line opened up 221.5. It's now 220. So line moved down, and no line movement on the side in this one here. 57% of the tickets, 58% of cash on the Heat. Line not moving on the side. 78% of the tickets, 72% of the cash on the over. Taking a look at what these 2 teams have done as of late. I believe neither of these teams played yesterday, so it's both their first games back after the break, if I remember right. Miami, they last played on the 13th, and Toronto played on the 12th. Yep. Toronto's coming in off of a 23-point loss against the Cleveland Cavaliers. They're kind of tanking, though. They're 17-38 this year. Miami coming in on 4 straight losses. And I feel like this is more of a Miami spot than it is a Toronto spot when you look at this matchup. with Miami. They're not a good team. I'm not saying they are. They're 8th in the Eastern Conference, so they're technically in a play-in spot. Somehow, 3 games under 500. They're coming in off of 4 straight losses. The last 3 were against Boston, OKC, Dallas. So whatever. But this has it feels like a similar cap to a couple of my first quarter spots yesterday, where you have a team coming in off multiple losses in a row, and then you have a team coming in. Now, granted, Toronto is on the same page, but they're tanking, so does it really matter? I think this is a spot where I look at Miami first quarter in this one here and take a shot with them there.
This is, I feel like a 1-800-GAMBLER game, realistically. I know I keep harping on this, but goddamn, can we take away the 10-team playoff, like the play-ins? Can we take away the play-ins? Because the fact that right now, all 4 of the play-in teams in the Eastern Conference are under 500. Do they really deserve to be in the playoffs? I don't think they do. The fact that a team that is 12 games under 500 and actively tanking is in a play-in spot is stupid, and that's the Bulls. And the Raptors are even further out. I mean, honestly, it's Raptors or nothing. Let's be honest. But I'm not going after this one. I'm never good with Miami Heat games. They are always a pain in the ass for me. So I'm going to kind of stay away from their games for right now.
Fair. I'm getting over on Bet365 Miami first quarter -120.
There you go. By the way, looking at some spring training lineups, Texas and Kansas City have a good chunk of their starting lineups. The Yankees have a decent chunk of their starting lineup minus no Judge. Rays have nobody. Seattle versus San Diego.
Or Austin Wells.
Yeah. Seattle has a good chunk of their lineup. San Diego does not. So I think I'm going to real quick, I want to go in and quickly tag up some MLB just real quick while we're in between games. Oh, they don't have – that is futures. Why is that future? Here's spring training. I'm going to go Yankee run line today. I'm going to go Dodger money line today. I'm going to go Seattle money line today and run with that. There you go.
Wow, Dodgers and Yankees really creative there.
Dodgers got blown out yesterday. Rays aren't starting anybody, and neither are the Padres. So that's kind of my look at it. Raps +3. Cornell outright. No. A Red Sox fanboy. How inconsiderate. Okay. No Harrow. What about the in tournament made up for the bum? Yeah, no, that's stupid too. You take that away as well. The NBA has gone downhill. They're trying to make their product better, and they're just not. So, all right, Nick. Pistons Spurs time.
Yeah, Detroit Pistons and San Antonio Spurs. Massive hit for the Spurs. As Victor Wembanyama with a blood clot is out the remainder of the year. That sucks.
Yeah, that's kind of rough.
But let's get into it there. We're seeing the Detroit Pistons. They're 4.5-point favorites with a total of 233.5. We're actually starting to see some higher numbers now when it comes to that. Line opened up at a 3. It's now 4.5. Line opened up 229.5. It's now 235. So a decent move towards the over here as well, which makes sense that the line is moving towards the over with the absence of Wembanyama because he was a pretty decent favorite to win Defensive Player of the Year. We have 54% of tickets, 62% of cash on Detroit. The line moving towards Detroit, so that makes sense there. Then 72% of tickets, 74% of cash is on the over in this one. The line is moving towards the over. I think San Antonio. I think they're gonna struggle without Wembanyama is going to be on the defensive end. That's where this team is going to struggle. And maybe we look a little bit more towards overs in their games and things along those lines, maybe opponent team total overs. This is Detroit's first game back after the break. This is San Antonio's second. They beat the Suns without Wembanyama 120 to 109. I wanted to back Detroit in this game, and then I saw what they did heading into the break, and maybe they went into the break feeling good about themselves. How about 4 straight wins for the Detroit Pistons heading into the break, putting them 6th in the Eastern Conference? Now, they're going to have to continue to keep going if they want to hold on to the playoff spot. And not like anybody in the Eastern Conference is really going to come and take that away from them. But that's beyond the point. But yeah, for me in this game, it would be Pistons or no bet, because I would like to start fading the Spurs without Wemby. I wish I backed him in the first game without him. And I think I know the way to fade the Spurs going forward, and it'd be opponent team total overs. I think that's the way that should happen. Detroit's team total over on Bet365 is 119.5 at -115. That's my lean in this game. Don't think I'm pulling the trigger on it, but that would be where I'd go in this game.
I just took the Pistons. First game without Wemby, different story. I wish I bet that one. Well, obviously I don't wait for the injury report, so I was never going to take it then when they announced it that late. If that was earlier on in the day and I knew about it, that would have been on the Spurs last night. I think the Pistons blow them out. I think it's the Pistons team that is going to be heading in the right direction still. Realistically, I could see this Pistons team taking over the number 5 spot in the East, maybe even up to number 4 seed in the East. So I do think this Pistons team can do it. They've got a good future. They're playing good basketball. Either that or they're going to end up going way downhill and end up not making the play-ins altogether. So they're going to go one of 2 different ways. I'm going to say they're going to continue their upwards trajectory. I think they're going to make the playoffs. But at the end of the day, I think they're going to end up losing in the first round. But I like the Pistons in this one, -4.5.
Well, who would they be getting in the first round of the playoffs right
now? The Knicks.
Yeah, they'd be done in 5 games.
Yeah. Yo. What's up, Mr. Kryptonite? Just got a new car. Hell yeah. Lanky has signed a 5-year extension.
Yeah, 5 by 4.5. So good for Lincoln.
Waiting hard for NHL to come back. Well, you get it tomorrow.
Yep.
Nice. Pistons money line, Cavs money line, parlay. I don't hate that option. Detroit line, fishy. No, I don't think so. It's moved up from 3.5 to 4.5, although I got 3.5. 2019 BMW. Hell yeah, dude. But shit, Michigan versus Michigan State. I had no value in that game. Go green, go white, all day, all night, even outright. Anyways, oh shit. -3 for Michigan. Carbon metallic, black metallic. Black, but shade of blue metallic when the sun hits it. There you go. I'll be honest, Nick, the rest of these games are kind of shitty. Not going to lie.
Yeah, but let's get into them. We have the New Orleans Pelicans taking on the Dallas Mavericks. We have the Mavericks 5.5-point favorites, total 238 in this game. Taking a look at the line history in this one here, where we have take a look. Line opened up at a 6. It is down to a 5.5 now, so we do have a half-point line movement here towards New Orleans. Line opened up 236. It's now 238, so we'll move towards the over here as well. Taking a look at the cash flow in this game, 69% of the tickets, nice. 66% of the cash is on the Dallas Mavericks. The line is moving towards those Pelicanos. 70% of the tickets and 72% of the cash on the over there as well. We have New Orleans. They're playing their first game since the break. Before the break, they snapped a really long losing streak. I believe that was 10 games, with a 140 to 133 win over the Sacramento Kings as 8-point dogs. Dallas coming in. This is their first game back from the break. They have won 4 of the last 5 games heading into it. Their only loss was to the Sacramento Kings by 1 point. So they're coming in feeling pretty good. They got rid of Luka, and they're playing good basketball. And for me in this game, this is New Orleans or no bet for me. Is the way I'm looking at this game, because we have Dallas coming in feeling good about themselves, back-to-back underdog outright wins heading into the break. The market is all over the Pelicans in this game with the public coming in on the Mavericks, but yet this line going from 6 to 5.5 tells me that we have a live dog here in New Orleans, and I'm interested in at least the plus 5.5 for them in this spot. Maybe it's a first half as well, a double up spot here on New Orleans. I want to take a look how the line has not moved for this first half, but I do think this is a game that the Pelicans are very live to win this game outright. I'm seeing 5.5s. I'm going to go ahead and pull the trigger on the 5.5 here. New Orleans minus 110, 5 plus 5.5 on Bet365.
I will give a quick shout out to Mr. Numbers, who told us around when the Pelicans were on like a 4-game winning streak that they were going to take their win total over. A big shout out to him, because since then they've gone 1 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1 and 10. So shout out to Mr. Numbers on that one. What a genius. But anyways, I'm not touching the Pelicans. I want nothing to do with the Pelicans. This is a team that I was not high on. I was never high on. Even when they had their little winning streak, everybody was all boo-hoo, all going crazy with them. I was not. And they're back on their losing ways. But on the same side, I'm not laying 5.5 points on the Dallas Mavericks. That's not happening either. This is just another one of those ugly games that I don't feel the need to get involved with. So for me, this one's going to be another stay away spot.
Fair.
500 HP. There you go. Don't bring that car to Delaware or near me. You might not see them anymore. Shit. I got a Chevy Cruze, my girlfriend's car. That name I have. That's name I have it. Because it's a girl car. Here you go. Pelicans money line. You're going to take them outright. Heat won last heads up. Raptors lost the previous game by 30, and you're doing it with the Heat. I am not. But it's no, I said it was Raptors or nothing for me. But I chose nothing. I had to sell. I had sold my Lexus last month. Went to go buy a new car. I just sold it, and it took me a month to find a new one. Sheesh. At least you're riding, no car. USA going to smack Canada today.
In what?
In what? Yeah. We got 3 games left, Nick.
Yeah, we have the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Houston Rockets. Rockets are 4-point favorites in this game with a total of 218. Let's take a look at the line history here with Houston and Minnesota. This line opened up with the Rockets around 4-point favorites, and now we're seeing 3.5. So we do have a half-point line movement towards Minnesota. Line opened up 216, it's now 218. Move towards the over here as well. Taking a look at the cash flow, 86% of tickets, 85% of the cash is on the over. That makes sense. 56% of tickets, 59% of the cash on the Timberwolves, and lines moving towards them. So market kind of liking Minnesota in this game. I kind of do lean that way if I were to bet anything in this one. I want to take a look at what these two teams have done as of late, which I believe neither of these teams play yesterday, the first game back. I don't remember seeing either of these teams. No, neither did. Minnesota's coming in off their last game was on February the 13th. It was an outright win as a 9.5-point dog against the Oklahoma City Thunder by 15 points. Talk about going to a break feeling good. Houston Rockets are coming in off of a loss in their last game, 105-98, which snapped a 2-game winning streak for them. The market likes Minnesota. I was leaning Minnesota. I don't want to back them when they're feeling good about themselves heading into the break there. 31-25. They are only 7th in the Western Conference. That is one thing to keep in mind, which I believe would set them up if they would win the first playing game for a rematch with the Nuggets.
Nuggets in 5.
Yeah, I think the Nuggets might sweep that series. But I would lean Timberwolves, but I don't want to back them after that type of win.
I don't blame you. Although I know you love to look at it was 8 days ago. I mean,
yes.
If it was 2 days ago, maybe. I know, but if it was 2 days ago, maybe I could see not wanting to go and do it. But that was 8 days ago. I mean, I don't know. I know you do your thing, but honestly, I think that's a little bit like too far. Where honestly, I don't think it's relevant, because you got to also look at it. Didn't Minnesota lose a bunch of games before that game? They lost 2 in a row before that game. So
yeah.
I don't know. It would be Minnesota. Which is
ultimately why I'm staying off. Ultimately staying off.
Yeah, this card is kind of weird. I want to see these teams get back first. I want to see these teams get back. I want to see them get back in the flow of things before I really start going crazy with them. Like right now, I have Pistons and Grizzlies, and that could be it. To be honest.
Yeah.
My Maserati does 185. Timberwolves. I drive a Jeep. 2006 Grand Prix. There you go. We got 2 games left, Nick, and a monster favorite on the road.
Yeah, we have the Oklahoma City Thunder taking on the Utah Jazz. We have the Thunder 14.5-point favorites, total of 236.5. Taking a look at the line history in this one here. Where is this game? Utah OKC. It's now up to a 15. Line opened up at a 13.5. It's now a 15. Line opened up 233.5. It's now 235.5. Taking a look at the cash flow, 51% of tickets, 60% of cash is on the Thunder. Line's moving towards them. So it looks like the market's respecting the Thunder in this game. 75% of tickets, 74% of cash is on the over here as well. I mean, my first thought was Thunder in this game, and my first thought is Thunder wins this game by 30. Like, when you look at what these teams now, this is, I think, both these teams' first game since the break. Yeah, the Jazz are tanking, first of all. And they're set, and they have less wins now. Granted, okay, they're 6-19 at home compared to 7-22 on the road. So I want to say they have less wins at home just because they've played 4 less games at home. So, but they're coming in off of a loss against the Clippers, 116-120. On the flip side, how about this? We had the Thunder heading into the last game before the break on a 7-game winning streak, and it was snapped by a 15-point loss to the Minnesota Timberwolves. This feels like smash and grab Oklahoma City first half full game double up spot for me. And I know you don't lay this many points on the road.
I don't.
I think this is a great situational for it, though, because they've had 8 days to sit on a double-digit loss. And now what do they get to do? They get to go into Utah, arguably one of the worst teams, if not the worst team in basketball.
No, the Wizards exist.
And they can lay the hammer on them. And that's exactly where I'm going in this game. I'm going to lay the hammer on the Oklahoma City Thunder in this game. First half, -8.5, -110. Full game, -14.5, -115. Full game on ESPN Bet. First half is on Bet365. So I'm going to go ahead and bet those real quick. But yeah, first half and full game for me with the Oklahoma City Thunder.
You know what? The Thunder can win by 30 tonight, and I would still be okay with leaving them off my card. I don't lay this many points, period. I see no reason to. It would, and because of that, it would be Jazz or nothing, but I'm staying off this game. Yes, the Thunder, trust me, I was high on this Thunder team years ago. I said this was going to be a good team years ago. And hey, I've been right on them.
Yeah.
And now they're primed to make a big run in the NBA playoffs. They are. Because if they get set up right now against Houston or LA, they're taking both of them down. And then, that 2-3, the 1-2 matchup could be very fun because Denver's got experience or whatever. But the Thunder are set up for a big run for sure. The Thunder would get the winner of the second playing game first, and then the 4-5 matchup.
They would sweep whoever comes out of the playing game.
Considering that's either Minnesota, Dallas, Sacramento, or Golden State right now, absolutely.
I'd bet the Thunder to win that series 4-0, whoever they play.
I'd probably take it. Yeah, I'd probably take 4-0 for sure. But I'm not going after this game. There's no point for me laying the points like that. See, if you're going to do it, take their team total over. I don't hate that. Way to do it. Although if it's a blowout, this could easily be 120-83. Realistically.
Yeah.
Minus 15 on FanDuel. Pretty sure Bulls are the worst team in the league. No, the Bulls are in a playing spot right now. One team has single-digit wins still, and that's the Wizards. They're 9-45. So, pissed the Bulls. I can't get rid of Vooch full tank mode. They should get rid of him. They're not going to. All right, Nick. Let's finish on out the card.
Golden State Warriors and the Sacramento Kings. We have the Warriors 2-point favorites, total 236.5. Let's take a look at the line history in this one here, where this line opened up. Sacramento -1, and it's flipped. Now it's Golden State -2, 2.5 in this game. So interesting line movement there. Line opened up 236. It's now 236.5. So we have a move towards the over here as well. We have 72% of the tickets and 70% of the cash, 77% of the cash on Golden State. Explains the line flipping. And we have 75% of the tickets, 76% of the cash is on the over. I mean, I want nothing to do with this matchup whatsoever. Yes, the line is flipped from dog to favorite. Yeah, the money coming in on this game represents that as well. And we have Sacramento, I believe. They're coming in off of a loss against New Orleans in their last game before the break. And Golden State's coming in off of a win. I have no interest in this game whatsoever. The Sacramento Kings are about as unreliable as it gets. And then we have Golden State as well, which is about as unreliable as it gets. Both these teams have been favorites an awful lot this year, and they're both one game over 500. I have no interest in them whatsoever. And, Sacramento is 19-33 ATS this year. Golden State 27-27-1. Neither of them have been a money-making team this year. Easy pass for me to end the card. I will have my, 5 plays in the NBA, and I will be happy.
I got 2, man. I'll be all right with that. Kings and the Warriors are currently tied for that 9-10 seed. Both sitting at 28 and 27. Yes, those are playoff teams or play-in team. I don't care. They're not. They shouldn't be a play-in teams. If the playoffs were normal, both these two teams would be out of the playoffs right now, as they should be. I will keep going back to that saying, hey, it should be 8 teams. You know what? I would even go far. Make it 16 playoffs on each side. Give the 1 and the 2 buys and run it that way. Because if you did
why they'll never do that, right?
Because of money. Yeah. Because right now, that would be fantastic. Like, if you actually made it so that the top 6 teams get into the playoffs, man, Cleveland and Boston with a bye, and then New York versus Detroit and Pacers versus Bucks, and then Oklahoma City and Denver with a bye, Memphis versus LA, and Houston versus LA. That could be a lot of Lakers.
You know what that would do, though, right? You know what that would do, right?
Decrease revenue.
It would also make the regular season meaningful.
Yeah, for sure, and it should be. Like, you know how much more fun it would be if these teams actually cared? Because how much do the Heat care right now? Hell, some of the players on the Heat want to get traded. They're currently sitting in the 8th seed. Like, that would be a playoff spot right now.
And this is why regular season NBA is the worst product in professional sports right now.
I don't disagree with you at all. I strongly believe that it is the worst thing. So, no, I 100% agree. It's not a good product. I'm passing on this game. I got 2 plays for this card. If you're going after any of them, there you go. Sacramento, money line. Go after some plus money, fine. Sabonis over rebounds, points, and assists. I like it. Sabonis is a beast. Sabonis is about the most fun thing on this Kings team. And he is one of the most underrated players in basketball. I love Sabonis. He's great. Home dog to the to end the night. Playoffs? Yes, playoffs. Did someone say playoffs? I would be down for that playoff format. Strongly agree. NBA needs a 6-team playoff. Done.
They need a revamp. Is what they absolutely need.
I'm going to put a tweet out on that one. NBA needs a 6-team playoff. There you go. But that is everything for today. By the way, Nick, we missed a big game yesterday for college baseball, Nick, because it was Ball State versus Sac State. It was the Ball Sac game. Ball Sac series, sorry. And Ball State won the first game. So Balls beat the Sac, game 1. There you go. On to the next game. Anyways, sorry, I was scrolling. So when I have my stream up, Nick, I always have the stream on one side and I have Twitter on the other side, just in case there's any news. And then I have covers and all that stuff over on the other side, just in case there's any news or anything. So I love just scrolling through all the different stuff that's going on and who's winning and what. That's how I was able to look at the lineups for today and everything. But that is everything for today. Sorry to ramble. College baseball as well. Notre Dame, Ohio State, Xavier, Missouri State, UCI, Loyola Marymount, Old Dominion, Georgia Southern. First top 10 matchup of the year, Nick. How about them Beavs? Give me the Beavs run line over Virginia, Coastal Carolina, ULL, FAU, and Arizona run line. And then some MLB spring training as well for you guys. Dodgers, Yankees, Dodgers, and Seattle for some MLB spring training. But that's everything for today. There you go. What? No TikTok? What do you mean?
I did a TikTok yesterday talking about USA Canada.
There you go. How are the Golden Gophers playing baseball right now? It's 1 degree. They're doing it. I believe are they home tonight? I don't think they're home. I saw them on the schedule. They are home today. Right? They're against Oklahoma. Is that in? I know you're not going to know. Hold on. College.
That might be a.
I thought that was a tournament
that
of some sort.
Site.
I thought that's a neutral site, but I could be wrong. Because I know there is a big neutral site, a couple of tournaments that always go on to start the year. Yeah, Round Rock Classic. I don't know where that is, but it's Round Rock Classic. Yeah, a bunch of tournaments. And I know next week is the Keith LeClaire Classic. So, yeah, that's going to do it for this one. We'll be back again tomorrow. Peace out, guys.